I'm Tony Jussie. Pope Benedict XVI once said, "The world offers you pleasure, but you are not made for pleasure, you are made for greatness." To achieve greatness, God molds us in a particular way that at first cuts in the opposite direction of pleasure. Yet sin makes our initial reaction of pleasure attractive. However, the constant seeking of pleasure over the senses ultimately leads to a person's downfall, in which their disordered passions control their will. Here is the default position of a fallen sinner. Or as the Catechism tells us, our intellect is clouded, our will is weakened, and we are inclined to evil by our jumbled up passions. So the layers of our soul are all out of whack. To correct this problem, Jesus didn't create a church where he does all the work and we don't do anything. No, he created a path that we can mimic him in small ways to achieve our end, a saint in greatness. As Jesus said, "If any man would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." Given Jesus' assertion, we must go through periods of self-denial, also called self-sacrifice, to draw closer to him, while also allowing him to reorder the layers of our soul, to know the good and to freely choose to do the good. And this path is peppered with sacrifice. This dramatic dance of our intellect, our will, and our passions plays out every day with all people. We intrinsically know that our will is misplaced. For example, our intellect tells us that on December 31st, we pigged out on too many holiday foods and drinks. We're physically out of shape and mentally lethargic. Here we are being controlled by our disordered passions, all the while our intellect and will have been muted. When a person on December 31st says his New Year's resolution is to do a daily run, his intellect is trying to take back over his will. The first day the person runs, the will is going to revolt. He hates it. Here is the stage of self-sacrifice. His passions want it to end, but he is moving his will over from listening to his passions to listening to his intellect. If the person keeps going through periods of self-denial and runs for 40 days, his body now needs that runner's high and feels lost without it. Now, this example demonstrates self-sacrifice on the body, but take this analogy and apply it to anything in the spiritual realm, such as praying the rosary. When the average person does the rosary for the first time, it'll be incredibly challenging. Praying at first won't seem pleasurable, but will feel like a sacrifice because we're so accustomed to being entertained in our minds. However, the more we do prayer, quiet prayer, the more it becomes routine. At this stage, we'll feel out of sort if we haven't prayed. Self-sacrifice allows us to reorder the layers of our soul. Self-sacrifice, in turn, leads to self-mastery. At the stage of self-mastery, one then needs to transform it into self-giving. Here, one does all the work to rightly orient their soul, but instead of stopping there, self-mastery must be turned into a self-emptying gift to others. At this stage, we've reached authentic love, to will the good of the other, and this is sacrifice. During Lent, take time to perform small acts of self-sacrifice. When we execute these acts, we move the needle closer to when Jesus said, "If any man would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me." This Lent, take time to perform small acts of self-sacrifice so we can be united closer to Christ. May God bless you as you continue this Lenten journey.